Well, let me tell you, a lot's happening in the world of NASCAR right now. And it's all been so intense and so fast, as if we're caught in the last lap of a race with everything on the line. Monday rolled around, and it brought breaking news after breaking news, with updates in the garage area and some fiery action on and off the track. It's the kind of stuff that keeps us glued, and if you think you know how it's all going to end, you might want to think again. To kick things off, let's talk about a slight that caught everyone's attention. It was none other than Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin suited up and walking into a courthouse. Now, when you see a sports icon like Michael Jordan in a courtroom alongside a NASCAR star, you know something big is happening. The scene felt like something straight out of a movie, and the story behind it didn't disappoint. The reason behind their courthouse appearance? A judge was about to make a major ruling involving Hamlin's team, 23XI Racing, and another team, Front Row Motorsports. Both teams had requested an injunction, essentially asking the court to let them keep racing as usual until a lawsuit is fully resolved. The injunction would protect their right to operate normally, keeping their charter system intact. For those who may not know, the charter system is crucial in NASCAR, as it's the foundation that allows teams to race and earn revenue. Losing it would be like a business losing its license, a massive blow that could sideline an entire team. Now, the timing of this couldn't be more intense, with all teams heading to Phoenix for the championship race. Every single driver and team owner has their eyes on this ruling. It's more than just a legal matter, it's about survival in the sport. If the judge rules in favor of the injunction, Hamlin's team and Front Row will get to keep their charters and continue racing without interruption. But if the judge denies it, the consequences could be severe. The tension is high, and fans are eager to see how this will impact the teams involved and the race itself. It's like a storm brewing over NASCAR, and everyone's waiting to see if it will blow over or hit hard. Just when you think you've caught up with one story, another one pops up. Let's move from the courtroom to the racetrack, where Christopher Bell added his own twist to the drama. After a race that was filled with close calls and fierce competition, Bell took to social media to voice his frustrations. He shared a photo of himself standing with Joe Gibbs, the legendary team owner, and added a caption that caught everyone's attention. Bell's words were simple, yet powerful. He said they needed a bow tie. For those unfamiliar with NASCAR slang, a bow tie refers to the Chevrolet emblem, a sign for one of Toyota's biggest rivals in the sport. Bell's comment wasn't just a casual joke, it was a statement about the race dynamics. He felt that Toyota was outnumbered on the track, and Chevrolet teams were working together in a way that put his team at a disadvantage. In his words, the Chevrolet drivers seemed to be shepherding each other toward victory, leaving him and his Toyota teammates to fend for themselves. It's the kind of insight that only a driver would notice, and it speaks volumes about the strategy and alliances that play out during a race. For Bell, it wasn't just about skill, it was about numbers, and he felt like his team was outmatched in that regard. Meanwhile, a familiar face returned to the spotlight with a strong opinion of his own. Ricky Craven, a respected veteran in the NASCAR world, made waves with a video he posted on social media.
This morning, if I'm king for a day, the number 3, the number 1, and the number 23 are looking for backup drivers for the final race of the season. It's critically important that those 3 drivers sit home and think about the alternative. You have no idea how privileged your life is because of NASCAR. And you single-handedly compromised NASCAR yesterday. The last 10 laps, I don't need an algorithm, I don't need computers, I don't need data. I watched you guys, and none of it made sense to me. Shame on you. Sit home for a week.
Craven's words carry a lot of weight in the NASCAR community. He's a man with deep roots in the sport, having built a career on the track, and earned respect both as a driver and as a commentator. When he speaks, people listen. His call for Dillon and Chastain to be sidelined isn't just a random opinion. It's a demand for accountability in a sport where every move counts. If you think that's the end of the story, hold on, because NASCAR officials decided to stir the pot even further. Around midday, they made a post on social media hinting that more penalties could be coming.
If you look at the other situations that were going on, 23 and then the the cars behind the 24. Really no bearing at this time. We'll look at those at a later time, but when you really just dissect exactly what happened, look at the situation with the 20 getting up against the fence and then riding the fence, which is we clearly stated in our statement after Ross did that would not be accepted.
Now, also let's dive a bit into the atmosphere that makes NASCAR so unique. It's not just about the drivers and the cars, but the electric energy in the garage, the passion from the fans, and the intense preparation that goes on behind the scenes. Each team is their dedicated crew who tirelessly works on every detail from aerodynamics to pitch strategies, knowing that even the smallest tweak can make the difference between winning and losing. Fans from all walks of life unite to cheer on their favorite drivers, creating a community that's as competitive as it is supportive. Some fans think that Richard Childress Racing and Austin Dillon could also be in the crosshairs. Dillon's involvement in the alleged race manipulation tactics has been a hot topic, and if NASCAR has evidence to back it up, we could see some serious repercussions. NASCAR has been clear about its stance on race manipulation, and they're not afraid to lay down the law if they believe the rules have been broken. They've invested heavily in a state-of-the-art studio for reviewing race footage located just across from the Concord Regional Airport. This facility allows them to analyze every angle, ensuring that no detail goes unnoticed. In our opinion, we're likely to see penalties for both Team Trackhouse and Richard Childress Racing. NASCAR has been consistent in its approach, and they're not about to let something like this slide. If they have evidence that Chastain and Dillon manipulated the race, there's little doubt that both drivers and their teams will face consequences. It's a tough situation, but NASCAR's commitment to fair play is one of the things that keeps fans coming back. Even if some fans may disagree with certain penalties, the rules are there to protect the integrity of the sport. Meanwhile, Bubba Wallace and 23XI Racing are also under scrutiny. Rumor has it that Wallace may have pulled over intentionally during a recent race, and if NASCAR has proof on the radio, he could be facing a penalty as well. This isn't about targeting specific drivers, it's about holding everyone to the same standard. Whether you're a fan favorite or a newcomer, the rules apply to everyone. If NASCAR has evidence that Wallace broke the rules, they won't hesitate to act. It's a reminder that no one is above the sport, and every driver has a responsibility to play fair. And then there's Denny Hamlin, who recently addressed rumors about Toyota and team orders. In a recent interview, Hamlin made it clear that Toyota has never given team orders, not even at high-stakes events like Daytona or Talladega. Hamlin was adamant that every Toyota driver races independently, without interference from the higher-ups. It's a bold statement, especially in a sport where alliances and team orders can sometimes play a role. Some fans might be skeptical, but Hamlin's message was clear. Toyota lets its drivers race freely without strings attached. As we wrap up this whirlwind of a week, one thing is certain: the world of NASCAR is as unpredictable as ever. With courtroom battles, on-track rivalries, and potential penalties looming, there's no telling how this will all play out. But that's the beauty of the sport. It's not just about who crosses the finish line first. It's about the stories, the drama, and the passion that drive every driver, fan, and team member to give it their all. Before you leave, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell while you're down there.